Hello, darling. I am so excited that you are here. You are researching about your recovery. You are searching for tools to help you get to where you want to go, and you are seeking support. And this inspires me so much. It took me 11 years, to be exact, to finally understand just how important support is on this journey and how important having the proper tools are. Something my mom used to tell me when we were little, when we were in the kitchen, I would try and be cutting up vegetables or cutting bread or something, and she would always be like, you're using the wrong tool. You're making it so much more difficult on yourself because you're trying to cut, say, meat with a butter knife. And so she was so adamant about giving us the right tools in the kitchen so that we could do what we wanted to do well. We could chop the vegetables properly. We could cut the garlic in the perfect little squares, instead of trying to chop it with a knife and get it all choppy. She taught us how to use certain machines so that we can get certain results. And though from a young age I learned how important that was in the kitchen, I didn't realize that my mom was teaching me a really big life lesson. It is so important that you make sure that you have the right tools for the job or the task at hand. So I went through a lot of my recovery without any of these tools, and what do you know? I failed time and time and time again until I started getting interested in yoga, which eventually led me to meditation, and it was a game changer. I started diving into all of these various different types of meditations. I started learning from people here in town, started doing just random ones online, and it really helped calm my mind, find peace, and learn how to be a master of this up here, because the eating disorder voice mastered this area 24/7, and I needed to learn how to take back control of my thoughts and learn how to properly manage them, get rid of thoughts I don't want, entertain the thoughts that I do want. Meditation really helped me with that process. But I found that I wasn't getting exactly the support I needed with all these just random meditations online. I needed specific meditations for specific things in my recovery, and that I just couldn't find anywhere. So I actually started just recording myself, going through various different visualizations and different breathing exercises and different just meditative processes. I would start recording myself so that I could listen to them at specific times. For example, I would have really bad digestion after meals, and I would get really caught up in my head about it and really upset that I felt bloated or I felt like food was just sitting in my stomach, and it always led to this huge amount of guilt afterwards, guilt of eating because look, it made me hurt so bad. And so I specifically needed a meditation that was going to help me alleviate any digestive pain, kind of breathe space into that whole just feeling of constriction, and I needed a meditation that specifically helped me release the guilt of food. And so I created these things, and they helped immensely. It was such a huge support in my journey to be able to have these meditations on my phone whenever I needed them, to just listen, to calm down, to breathe, to recenter, so that I could actually move forward in my journey. Now, when I started working with clients, what I did was I started sending them those meditations, and they started having amazing results with them. And it was one of their favorite things of working with me is the fact that they got to hear me in those moments that they needed the most. And so when I created the Get Your Flow On course, I knew that meditation and breathing exercises was going to be such a huge aspect of that course, because again, we need tools. But for those of you who aren't ready to join the whole Get Your Flow On course, I decided to put all of these meditations from the course plus some into this short little course. This is just a short little meditative course to help you along your journey of getting your period back, developing food freedom, and cultivating a beautiful relationship to food and body. These meditations are here for you to fast track your recovery. They are here for you to utilize as that tool to help you feel grounded around food, to release that guilt after eating, to feel amazing in your body, to cultivate those positive thoughts. So by simply clicking the link below, you can purchase these meditations to help you along your path of full recovery. If you are interested to know more about what these meditations are, scroll down on through this page and learn a little bit more about it, and there's a section where you can see all of the various meditations that are in this course. I know this seems really obvious to say, but if there is no change in behavior, there's going to be no change in results. I think I felt this feeling of, I'm just gonna grow out of this, or I'm just going to somehow magically have a beautiful relationship with food without doing anything really to work on that. And that doesn't work. And that's why I stayed stuck in quasi-recovery for like 11 years, because I kept on just thinking that like, oh, I just eventually will have a good relationship to food. Like I just eventually won't feel anxious about it. But that was the furthest from the truth, right? It wasn't until, again, I used the tools like these meditations that you are going to be listening to that I actually started changing my behaviors. And guess what? When I changed my behaviors, and when I specifically changed my mindset, that is when change happened in my life. And this change has been one of the most beautiful changes that I have ever been through. It has been such an amazing thing to witness in my life, to go from really struggling with food and body to all of a sudden feeling so confident in my body and just absolutely love and adore food and have a really beautiful, healthy relationship with it. So again, by simply clicking the link below, you can access these meditations right away, meaning you can start your first meditation within the next 5 minutes. That's really exciting, right? That means in the next 5 minutes, you can be making a big step towards change in your recovery. For those of you guys who purchased the course, I am so excited for you, and I can't wait to hear how you absolutely love these meditations.